Fani Willis did not take the stand today, but her dad did. We've got him on here. We will be as respectful as we can to the old man. Welcome to Doug in Exile. This is where all the happy patriots are. Glad you guys are watching. I appreciate you as an audience. I don't deserve any of this, guys. I don't deserve your attention. I'm just a barely literate comic book artist trying to bring you the news in an entertaining way. However, I do think we accidentally caught the National Bar Association in witness intimidation. Accidents happen. Let's get right to it. This was based on yesterday's testimony. This is going to explode even more today. Okay, so first, this is a tweet from attorney Carlos Moore sent by one of my people out there, and I appreciate that. But this is attorney Carlos Moore, National Bar Association, past president, municipal judge pro tem. He says, I stand with Fani Willis. She was elected by the people of Fulton County to do a job. Let her do it. Black people in powerful positions, obviously not me. I'm neither a black person, nor am I in a powerful position, should not be subjected to a double standard or extra scrutiny to continue in positions. I think he's implying that Fani Willis is getting some extra scrutiny. The focus should be on who, if anyone, tried to steal the 2020 election. Okay. He probably thinks he's talking about Trump. I'm thinking we're talking about Biden, but let's find out. Let's let the courts find out. This other stuff is a sideshow and a circus that has no parallel, he says. Hashtag Fani Willis. Hashtag not on trial. Fani Willis is not on trial. Hashtag Black Women Matter. First, remember this clip real quick yesterday, because this is going to play in today again. I'm just going to replay this for you.
Refer to what I was told by the bar, that Rule 1.6, the confidentiality applies, and that I would be asking for an immediate review by the Supreme Court.
Sure, but applies to what?
Any communications is what the person at the bar told us.
Any communications?
He did not qualify.
If you talk to Mr. Wade, that's covered.
Well, Judge, I don't know. He didn't go into those specifics, but this is what was told. I was sitting there with my attorneys.
This is Terrence Bradley, who looks terrified, like he's about to poop a brick. Poor guy. And he's on the stand saying he can't testify. He's been ordered by the bar, just warning him, don't testify about Nathan Wade. Now, Nathan Wade is his old friend who hired him as a lawyer. And under the law, as a lawyer, he gets attorney-client privilege. But supposedly he was supposed to testify about, before he got that attorney-client privilege, that he knew that Nathan Wade was involved with Fani Willis before the dates they said they got together. There. That's the backstory. We're going to get into the definition of witness tampering later, because he could be guilty of it. I just want to know who talked to him. Was it this attorney Carlos Moore, National Bar Association past president, the ex-president? Or doesn't that not prove that this guy who's coming out on Fani Willis's side, that the entire bar association could be compromised? Why wouldn't it be overrun with Democrats when Democrats have so many of our judge seats, so many of our district attorneys, so many of our prosecutors, all the way up to Jack Smith, Merrick Garland? What institution hasn't been compromised by Democrats? How about 92% of them in our law schools, our universities, our media centers, the media, journalists, 92%. Here's Fani Willis's dad saying he knew about COVID before the rest of us because he moved to avoid COVID in another country.
I was just stuck there.
I may be wrong, but I believe COVID hit in 2020. So I was asking about 2019. In 2019, did you spend any time in California?
Before COVID was even here in the United States, remember I lived in South Africa and I've traveled the world. I knew COVID was coming before. I knew COVID was around before. They may have announced it in 20, but in fact, I knew about it and I knew what was happening in 19.
Okay, so let's walk through 2019 then. You said you moved here in September. So
No, I didn't say that. I moved here probably prior to September.
Okay, so he says he knew about COVID back in 2019. I wish he told the rest of us. Personally, I don't believe him. I also don't have a problem. You know, this is a dad covering for his daughter on the stand. I get it, guy. I get it. You know, I don't need to go into it any farther than that. I don't want to drag the guy too far down. Here's Marjorie Taylor Greene on Fani. This is exactly why I filed my ethics complaint against Fani Willis and Nathan Wade. Why Fani Willis admits she has no proof that she reimbursed Nathan Wade for their lavish vacations, but paid rent via an app. She must be criminally investigated. We're going to go over her testimony again real quick here, where she says that she pays stuff by this app.
would you say you paid cash versus cash out?
Oh, the vast majority was Cash App. I don't know what percentage, I'm not going to guess that, but the vast majority was Cash App. But there would be times she would say, you know, this bill came in.
Did you ever pay him anything other than cash?
I've only given him cash a few times in the course of what we're talking about.
So you've
if
never
we
used
would go to
your credit
dinner,
Let her finish her answer.
if we would go to dinner, I wouldn't give him cash because he paid for dinner or I paid for dinner. I've given him cash only a few times in life, probably 4.
Okay.
Probably the most money I've ever handed him is $2,500. The least amount of money I've handed him, probably between $500 and $1,000.
You never wrote him a check?
Ma'am, I don't have checks.
Okay.
Here's Mays on Twitter, June 2020. Listen to what Fani Willis accuses the sitting district attorney of doing. But Fani, what if he claims he paid with untraceable stacks of cash that he randomly keeps in the house? Listen to Fani Willis, what she says should be done to him, the previous guy.
You say, Miss Willis, Judge Willis, what law did he violate? A few, but let's try this on for size. OCGA 45-11-5, extortion, subsection A. As used in this code section, the term extortion means an unlawful taking by a public law officer under color of his office from any person of any money or thing of value that is not due to him or more that is due to him. Any public officer shall be by himself, his deputy, or his agent, or other in person employed by him be guilty of extortion in receiving other and greater fees than by law are allowed him, shall be guilty of a misdemeanor, and repeat this part for me, and shall be dismissed from office. Not maybe, shall be dismissed from office.
Okay, she wants us to repeat it to her, that you not maybe, but shall be dismissed from office. Here's Trump playing the flip card on the turn card on Uno on Fani Willis. Here's a little more Fani Willis's testimony, and you'll notice this went around yesterday that she put her dress on backwards, apparently.
Whole life, when I took out a large amount of money on my first campaign, I kept some of the cash of that. Like, to tell you, I just have cash in my house. I don't have as much today.
Okay, just in case you missed it, she took money out of her campaign and cashed it out and kept that. That is a campaign finance violation that she just now admitted on tape. Here's the dress. Look, it's got a zipper going down the back of it. There you go. And Fani Willis, here's the oath. Look at the zipper. There it is on the front of it. There's the dress. I'm not an expert on these things. I think maybe she's kind of ingenious for wearing a dress backwards. Maybe she'll start a trend.
My next question is based on her opening the door, and therefore I'll just ask it, and Your Honor can decide whether or not it's appropriate. When you went to D.C., did you go to the White House?
I did not go to the White House.
Okay, forget the dress. She just now lied and said she didn't go to the White House. This is serious. Okay, don't mess with the dresses on backwards. This girl said she did not go to the White House when they asked her under oath. Here's Rep. Simon Smith. White House visitor logs confirm that Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis and her head prosecutor had multiple hour-long meetings with the president. Months later, she announces indictments against the president's chief political opponent. But Doug, where's the receipts? Here's the White House log, whitehouse.gov, right up at the top. Fani Willis, guest of. This is the vice president on the visitee list. This has a date. She lied. Here's MSNBC even admitting that Fani Willis needs to throw in the towel.
Yeah, this has been a bombshell, and it was a sort of a slow burn. But if you parse the language, huge issues here. And I want to be really clear: this is not about a relationship between two consenting adults. This has nothing to do with that. It's about lying to the court. It's about potential financial gain on the part of Fani Willis, and not even so much. That's a second. That takes the back seat here. The issue is that her credibility is shot. Just as Anthony was saying, if she lied to the court, she submitted something to the court that she knew was false and inaccurate, what else was she lying about? It's a horrible look for her. I think this case is dead in the water.
Dead in the water. Let's go to Donald Trump on Truth Social. Fani never paid cash. She got free trips and other things from her lover with the exorbitant amounts of money she authorized to be paid to him. A giant scam. A witch hunt. I happen to agree. However, here's Anna Bauer. Looks like we don't hear from Willis after all. This is in today's trial. She's not going to testify. The main guy that we want is Terrence Bradley. We're going to get to him in just a second. On behalf of the DA's office, says that the state has no further questions for Willis. Defense counsel want to call another witness, Nathan Wade's former law partner, Terrence Bradley. But he's at a doctor's appointment. Man, a lot of excuses. We're waiting on him to testify today. Here's the 2022 Georgia Code, Title 16, Crimes and Offenses, Chapter 10, Offenses Against Public Administration, Article 5, Offenses related to judicial and other proceedings. How about influencing witnesses? This is what I'm saying the state bar could have done. Came in and brought the hammer down on our buddy, Terrence Bradley. Universal citation, a person who, with intent to deter a witness from testifying freely, fully, and truthfully to any matter pending in any court, in any administrative proceeding, or before a grand jury, communicates directly or indirectly to such witness and any threat of injury or damage to the person, property, or employment, that would be disbarring him, of the witness, or to the person, property, or employment of any relative or associate of the witness, or who offers or delivers any benefit, reward, or consideration to such witness, or to a relative or associate of the witness, shall, upon conviction thereof, be punished by imprisonment for not less than 1 or more than 5 years. So I think our buddy over at the bar, or anyone over at the bar who influenced Terrence Bradley, you need to go to jail for, 1 to 5 years. Terrence Bradley, if this happened to you, get your emails to someone outside of Fulton County, someone who is not corrupt, someone you trust. Get them out to them. Get this message out to them, my people. This has been Doug in Exile.